know anyone who is a bit of a boaster and likes to brag about how good he or she is at something? How does it make you feel? Well, I don't know about you, but it makes me wish that someone or something might happen to take this person down a notch or two, to put them in their place. Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Welcome to Journey with Story. Today's tale is a very famous fable from Aesop about a very boastful hare. Let's take a journey with The Tortoise and the Hare by Aesop. Once there was a hare who was very proud of how fast a runner he was. Indeed, he thought himself the finest and fastest hare in all the land, and he was always boasting to anyone who would listen about what a speedy fellow he was. One day, when Hare was bragging to a group of his friends and showing off how fast he could sprint on his strong back legs, he jumped over a shell in the road. Slowly, a head and legs emerged from this shell, and it began to move along the road. Hare realized he had just jumped over a tortoise. My, what a slow creature you are, Hare sneered. Why, you are so slow, I really don't know why you even bother to move at all. Then Hare laughed at his own joke. He fancied himself a very funny fellow, as well as a very fast fellow. Tortoise just stared. Every animal moves at his own pace, you know. I may creep along slowly, but I get where I want to go. Indeed, I could get there quicker than you, fast as you are. Now Hare thought this was hilarious. He laughed and laughed at the idea of a tortoise being faster than him. He laughed so hard he had to hold his stomach to stop himself from jiggling so much. Oh, what nonsense, he said. How could you possibly be faster than me? I can run as fast as the wind. You crawl and creep along so slowly, it is hard to tell you're even moving at all. Faster than me, you think? Well, I would like to see that for sure. So Hare challenged Tortoise to a race, so they could decide for themselves who was really the fastest. Of course, Hare had not a shred of doubt that he would easily win such a race. The race was set for the next day. All the animals turned out to watch. Fox counted down for the start of the race. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! With a leaping bound off flew Hare, fast as fire. Tortoise slowly lifted one foot and then another, keeping his eyes on the long road in front of him. Hare raced ahead. Each time he saw a crowd of creatures lining the road, he would turn and wave, eager to show off what a fine fast fellow he was. Far, far behind was Tortoise. Slowly he kept lifting one leg and then another, always keeping his eyes in front. Soon Hare came to a marker on the road, showing that he had covered half the distance of the race. Tortoise was nowhere in sight, and so Hare thought, I am so far ahead and this tortoise is so slow. He's miles and miles behind me, that slow-poke dilly-doddle-daddler. Won't be here for ages. I might as well lie down and take a little nap in the sun. I've plenty of time to win the race when I wake up. Meanwhile, back down the road, Tortoise continued to plod along at his own slow and steady pace, one foot after another, and his eyes always looking straight in front. The afternoon shadows lengthened, and still Hare continued to sleep. And still Tortoise plodded forward, never once stopping to rest. Finally, Tortoise passed Hare, who was still fast asleep on the side of the road. So soundly was Hare sleeping, he never heard Tortoise pass him by. And when Hare finally woke up from his nap, he looked behind to see where Tortoise was. Of course, there was no sight of him behind him now. Hare laughed and said, "Well, that Tortoise is even slower than I thought. It'll be the middle of the night before he makes it to the finish line." Then Hare stretched his legs and got back on the road to continue the race. Down the road and over a hill he raced, and then, right in front of him, he saw the most amazing sight. There, at the finish line, was Tortoise. The crowds cheered and laughed and declared Tortoise the winner of the race as he broke through the finish line. Hare raced up to Tortoise, panting and spluttering. "But how, when, where, how did this happen?" "Well," said Tortoise in his slow drawl, "while you were fast asleep, I just walked on past you. I may be slow, Hare, but I kept my eye on the goal, and slow and steady, I won the race." So, what do you think Aesop was trying to teach us with this story? The kind of stories Aesop shared were called fables. That means they were stories that taught a particular lesson to help us live our own lives a little bit better. Maybe you could talk about this lesson with your mum or your dad or friends. It's fun to discuss stories with others and see what their thoughts are after hearing the story. Oh, don't forget, send us your pictures if this story painted any pictures in your mind. You can ask your mum and dad to post them on Instagram to share with others. Cheerio then. Join me next time for Journey with Story.